Hey guys, what's up? It's Rygar the Destroyer, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Sideshow Collectibles Kit Fisto 1/6 scale figure. This guy is really cool, but before we take a closer look at him, let's go ahead and take a look at his packaging. And like always, just bear with me on these larger scale figures. It's kind of hard to film. But anyway, it's a really nice picture of the character here on the front. This is the action figure and the actual actor from the movie here. On the side of his absolutely enormous box, here's another picture of the figure. On the back, it's got a few pictures, of locations he was at and his scenes from the movies. And here are the other figures that were released in this wave. And I'll be honest, I think there was a good chance he was probably overshadowed just a little bit in this wave. They released him at the same time as Anakin, Luke, and Obi-Wan, so I have a feeling this guy probably didn't fly off the shelves too quickly. And then here on this side, there's another picture of the figure. Over here, it is held closed by magnets and it opens up. And you're met by a massive wall of text. Let me bring that closer so you can read it. If you'd like to read that, just pause the video. And let's see. Hopefully you can read that from there. And then, of course, in these two windows would have been where the figure was displayed. There is an insert that makes it where you can't see the cardboard. I just currently have it out just because I've got all the accessories out. Now back to the figure here. If I can grab him. He stands, looks like exactly 12 inches tall, so he's going to be right in scale with all of your other Star Wars 1/6 scale figures. And he is a really, really cool looking figure. Let me turn him around so you can see his tentacle dreads. I never thought I'd be saying that, but there they are. Each one is basically, at least at the ends, individually sculpted and molded, and they are kind of made out of a softer rubber. We'll talk about kind of some of the problems that those cause in a little bit, but I just wanted to show those off because they are really cool. His first accessory here is in his hand, and that of course is his lightsaber. Really nicely done, looks great, and it does fit in his hand nicely. And this is the first Sideshow Collectibles figure I own that doesn't have interchangeable hands. I have a feeling that's because of the extra work they had to do with these tentacles here and one of his other accessories, but it's not a huge deal. He's got one lightsaber gripping hand, and the other one is kind of an open force push or gesture hand. His other accessories are this unignited lightsaber hilt here. If it'll focus, there we go. Really nicely done on that one there. He's got a communicator. Again, very nicely done. He also has a, I guess it's like a hologram projector. It's got kind of some sticky stuff on the back to keep it onto his hand so he can actually hold it. And of course that's made it where it's stuck inside the packaging. And I didn't want to get a knife or anything to get it out, so there you go. Pretty nice accessory. Not super useful, but I'm glad they included it. And finally, he comes with this battle droid head. And initially, I was kind of disappointed with this accessory. I wasn't very excited about it. But then I got it in hand, and I just assumed when I saw the pictures online that this was going to be plastic. But no, it's die cast. And just because of it's solid from what I can tell, you can really, really feel the weight of that. So really impressed with the quality on this, the paintwork and the detail and everything. Really, really pretty cool accessory. As far as the figure's articulation goes, it's pretty good. Like a lot of the other Sideshow collectible figures from around this time, the shoulder joints can be kind of loose, and the weight of the clothing and the weight of the arm can sometimes pull them down. Right now it's not doing it too bad, but sometimes it can be sort of a problem. But as far as the head, it's got a ball peg. And this is another problem. It's not so much with the figure itself, because the articulation is there, but more in the design. Obviously, he's got all of these tentacles back here. They're super heavy, and they're basically meant to lay over his body. You can turn his head side to side, but you're really not going to get much more articulation outside of that. And again, that's not really Sideshow Collectibles' fault. That's more of just part of the design of the character. He does have a butterfly hinge in the shoulder. Lets his arm come forward and back. A ball hinge. A bicep swivel. It feels like maybe a double-jointed elbow. It's hard to tell because I can't actually see it. He's got a hinge and a ball peg in the wrist, which gives a great range of motion. A diaphragm joint. And again, this joint kind of suffers just from the weight of the head. All these tentacles back here basically mean that it's always going to be upright, but you can use it as a swivel. That will work. He's got T-jointed hips. Hold it up so you can actually see it. T-jointed hips. Kick forward, back, anything you would want. Thigh swivel. Double jointed knees, and basically you're going to get a swivel out of the boot. I'm not sure if there's a foot in here. I highly doubt it, but there's basically no articulation in the ankle other than a swivel. So basically there's not a whole lot you can do with boots. That's just part of the it comes with the territory, I guess. He also comes with a Star Wars base. And this isn't a U-base, it's the one that goes around the waist like that. I don't remember what that one's called. But overall, I'm pretty impressed with this figure. Mainly, you know, he does have some problems with his articulation, but it's not really Sideshow Collectibles' fault. And I think just because of how different he looks, he makes a very, very interesting piece for your shelf. If you are just starting out collecting these Sideshow collectible figures, though, I wouldn't suggest picking this one up, just because he's not a super important character necessarily. If he's your favorite, go ahead and pick him up. But other than if he's not, I would go ahead and pick up a more important character, Anakin or Obi-Wan, Darth Vader, someone like that. But anyway, if you have any comments or questions, please leave them down in the comment section below. And I guess I'll see you later.